Do you know what time it is? It's time for another unfiltered conversation after dark with your dirty minded fitness friend and coach. If you've never been here before, know that we talk all things fitness, which is really a broad spectrum. And we're going to educate, stimulate, and motivate each other to be the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. Know that no topic is off limits, and all are welcome to contribute to the empowerment and improvement of the group. I'm your host, Coach Diesel, and this is Diesel After Dark. Okay, we made it through Christmas. Yay! Now it's time to get ready for the new year. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the adventures of the new year. I don't know what this new year is going to hold, but 2023 didn't treat me bad. And I'm looking forward to what 2024 does. Now, 2023 didn't treat me amazing either, but I've lived and I've learned, and it was definitely a year first for me. And I look forward to growing even more in the new year. Now, that's my personal feeling on it, but I am aware that there are people who struggle a great deal during the holidays with depression. I know in the last episode we talked about holiday stress. I even made that the title, but we did not really touch on the depression part of it. And today I want to do that. Um, for a lot of people, the holidays can be emotionally overwhelming just because of their own personal experiences, memories, or even family gatherings. The family that you grow up in or grow up with sometimes can be the cause of your mental stress uh, or depression. Now, that may or may not be because you may be stuck with a family of assholes. It may be something else. It may be the loss of a loved one. My grandparents, they celebrate, they would have been celebrating a wedding anniversary around now, if I recall correctly. But they're not here. But my aunts and my uncle, they always mention it and seeing their pictures and talking about them, where it's nice and it warms my heart. It makes me sad. So the holidays, they're kind of 50-50 for me. I definitely feel the shift. But then there are also things that it could just be the weather. Some people literally suffer from seasonal affective disorder, which is a seasonal depression. It's a clinical depression, but it tends to appear in the late fall and can usually last until as early as spring. It's known to be linked with the changes in light during the wintertime, and is more common in northern climates. So if you're feeling depressed, I know everybody, like I said, everybody has their different reasons who experience it. Your reasons are different. I never thought about it, but doing the research on it, I definitely feel a shift, and I definitely notice a difference in my energy, my vibration, my attitude in the winter, fall and winter, and it's specifically in the winter months. I'm not even going to say fall. In the winter months versus spring, summer, and fall. Like spring, summer, and fall, I'm ready. But once the winter hits, it's like the sun disappears and all you see is clouds, and every day looks like gloom, and it dramatically affects me. I'm not going to even lie to you. But then it can also be, it can be anything. Part of me wants to go into detail about all the potential stressors, financial stresses, family stresses, past stress trauma. I mean, it could be anything. I won't say it anymore. It could be anything though. So here are some common causes for depression during the holidays. Something that you can look out for. Generalized stress. This may come or be due to social interactions or less time to relax and recharge. And during the holidays, we do a lot of ripping and running, party planning, party prepping, and it keeps you on edge a bit. Too much of that, causes problems. Physical and mental fatigue, pressures of perceived obligations like traveling, meal planning, gift giving, financial stresses, high expectations, often caused by the exaggerated portrayal, by TV and stuff. Travel stresses. I don't travel during the holidays, and if I did, I drive. I don't know what the freeways look like during the holidays, but I'd imagine they'd be a little bit better than the airports. I can't say that. I went on a trip for Veterans Day, and it looked disgusting in the airport. Like there were a shit ton of people. It looked disgusting. Like, oh, I wish we had got here earlier. But the actual experience was not bad. It was pretty freaking smooth. So maybe that's not so bad. Stressful family gatherings. The first holiday season after the passing of a loved one. Loneliness, disappointment over not being able to see family or friends. Pandemic isolation, and worries about gathering safely. I literally just said I wasn't going to go into the list, and then I just pulled up a list. Ha! You're welcome. Symptoms. Now, those are things that they say may cause it. Symptoms of seasonal depression are similar to symptoms of depression that occur at any time of the year. Tiredness or lack of tiredness, no longer enjoying activities that you previously liked, persistent feelings of guilt, worthlessness, or hopelessness, change in personal relationships, change in your sleep patterns, change in your appetite, your weight loss or gain, difficulty concentrating or making decisions, difficulty working, generally irritable, and self-harm. I pray that if you are feeling depressed and or stressed, that you are not harming yourself or anyone else for that matter. And if you are, I pray that someone sees that you are exhibiting other signs of depression and or stress and at least try to help you. We all have our reasons, whatever they may be, but it's important that no matter what your reasons, that you have at least one person you can talk to. You need that safe space. You need to be able to feel heard. I dealt with depression on a large scale early in life because I felt insignificant. So that put me in a very, very bad space and place. But I didn't have anyone I could really talk to for a long time. So until I started finding people who could give me that safety to speak freely and to be or speak my own truth, I had to write it down. And if you have to write it down, please do it. I know that if you're going through something, it feels hard and it feels like you're the only one, but you are not the only one. You are not. You will never be the only one. We are in it together. If you're listening, we are in it together. If you're listening and you know someone who exhibits some of these signs, who exhibits some of these behaviors, you should definitely let them know that they are not alone. Sometimes that's all they need. Now, sometimes it doesn't matter, and They may need more than that, but it's a step, and it may be a very important step. You will never know until you try. Now, a common result of depression and or stress is overeating. And with Christmas just passed, I know y'all ate. I know y'all ate good. We didn't have Thanksgiving. We've had Christmas. I know y'all out there eating good. I hope you guys are mindful of all of the recalls going out and fluttering around here. I'm not going to hit the list, but I'm going to put it up because talking about it stresses me out. I told y'all that last time, and I was dead ass. It has definitely grown since Thanksgiving though. And I really, 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 really need everybody to just be careful. Okay? Just be careful. Okay. With all of these gatherings and holiday meals, I know a lot of diets are being put into place for the new year and even for now to kind of like counter all the good eating we've been doing. So things like calorie counting, uh, juice diets, uh, things of that nature. There are a lot of programs and treatments out here and options for everybody to assist in losing weight. Now, I personally don't support treatments, but I know everybody is different and we all need something different. I prefer to promote the natural hard work, you know, that for me is all you need. Just a little hard work and determination. Bam. As long as you put in the work, you'll get exactly what you put into it. And nothing less or nothing more. But the makers of or the founders of Wegovy. Have you heard of Wegovy? It's as far as I'm understanding, well, it's new to me. It's new to me. It is a injection weight loss treatment for people who struggle with their weight and need assistance. Okay, so you go to the doctor gives you a shot, and it's supposed to help you lose weight and keep the weight off. But it's not something you want to try if you have type 2 diabetes or kidney issues and could be connected with thyroid cancer. So if you are looking into a weight loss program, please do your research. Please look at all the potential side effects, because the side effects, dude, the side effects on some of these treatments blow me. It's like watching the commercials for skin cream, or why you ever watch any commercial where they say you have to go to the doctor for it and the guy runs off the list of possible side effects, and the shit he says is outrageous. I just want you to take the time to read the side effects of or look into the side effects of whatever it is you decide to do. Everything has a pro and a con to it. So please weigh those pros and those cons. And if the cons outweigh the pros for you, that's not for you. Please keep looking. Some of these programs literally risk your life. And for me, I don't think it's worth it. Now, you may feel differently, and if you do, I support your decision, obviously, because it's your decision, not mine. But I hope you don't experience any of those side effects. For me, it's not worth it. And I pray that it turns out well for anyone who does venture out into it, because it's some scary side effect shit, man. I don't listen here. Okay. let me stay focused. Wegovy may cause serious side effects, including inflammation of your pancreas, pancreatitis, gallbladder problems such as gallstones, which you may need surgery for, upper stomach pains, fever, yellowing of the skin or eyes, which is known as jaundice, clay-colored stools, increased risk of low blood sugar if you have type 2 diabetes, especially those who have taken medications for type 2 diabetes. Talk to your doctor if you recognize, listen here, low blood sugar. I'm not going through all of that. Kidney problems, kidney failure, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, loss of fluids or dehydration, allergic reactions such as swelling of your face, lips, tongue or throat, problems breathing or swallowing, severe rash, itching, fainting or feeling dizzy, or rapid heartbeat. If you have type 2 diabetes and you try this particular treatment, you run the risk of, or your vision may change, which is something that my mother personally experienced in the beginning of her diabetic journey. That's how she found out she was diabetic. Increased heart rate, depression, or thoughts of suicide. That's counterproductive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I already said nausea, but the most common side effects, those are the severe side effects. The most common side effects are nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, stomach, abdominal pain, headache, tiredness, stomach, upset stomach, dizziness, feeling bloated, belching gas, stomach flu, heartburn, runny nose, or sore throat. Now, I did not give you all of that to freak you out or to say anything ill about Wegovy. It works for some, and I'm imagining it does not work for all. But there's a segue there because the founders of Wegovy are also co-founders in a vibrating diet pill that scientists are working on right now. The tests are only in pigs. And the way it is intended to work, so far they found 40% less, or the pigs that they're testing it on are eating 40% less than those who are not taking this vibrating pill. There are no side effects supposedly because there's no actual medication used in the creation of this new pill that they're working on. So the idea is that you take this vibrating pill 30 to 40 minutes before eating, and once it hits your stomach in that time, your stomach acid dissolves the outer shell and the pill starts vibrating, and it gives your stomach a sensation of being full, so that when you eat less than you would have if you hadn't have taken it. But there's a chance that this pill may not dissolve. But if it doesn't, guess what? It has a timer, so you're set. It's battery powered, and after a continuous use, you run the risk of the pill not coming out of your system or getting stuck in your stomach, which would let the research say potentially just continue working until it stopped working. But they say if it didn't pass through your system regularly like it's supposed to, you'll be all right. It's to benefit your weight loss journey. What I'm about to say sounds nuts, but it'll save you some money if you're open to it. If you want to feel full faster, you have two free, well, maybe not free, but cost-effective options. The first is to eat slower. Studies have shown that when you eat slower, it allows your brain to process what you're eating and you feel full faster. as opposed to eating fast, which doesn't give your stomach time to, or your brain time to process what you're doing. So if you notice, you can eat fast and you can eat a lot more before you feel full than you do when you take your time and you eat slow. And that's because your brain has time to process and register what you're doing and what you're eating when you eat slow. Although when you eat fast, it takes your brain a minute to catch up to your stomach. So you're able to consume more. Another cost-effective option you can do is to drink two 16-ounce glasses of water 30 to 40 minutes before your meal. Or hell, right before. Before you eat, drink two tall glasses of water. Tell me you don't get full faster. These are some options that you can try. Again, I'm not shaming or anything to the Wegovy community or the weight loss treatment community. I I support whatever type of journey people want to go on, as long as it's safe and makes them happy and gives them what they're looking for. But please just be mindful. That's really all I have to say on that subject. Be mindful, please. Don't don't be in such a hurry to lose the weight. Everybody wants to achieve a certain look. Everybody has their own mental image of what makes them look the best. But remember that if you struggle with weight, it's not that you can't lose it. You just have not found the right method that works for you. And that is okay. Now, Wegovy or of the vibrating pill or Slim Quick or whatever it is people do right now, that can be for you. But you just need to do the research and you need to educate yourself on it, because at the end of the day, it didn't happen overnight and you shouldn't expect it to be gone overnight. It's going to take time, and who, if not yourself, is worth that kind of time? The work and the time you are willing to put into yourself is going to determine the kind of results that you get. Now, again, you can go to the doctor and you can buy it and you can get injected and you can get it sucked out. You can do whatever, but you cannot get away from actually having to do some work, whether it's to maintain it or to, I guess, sustain and maintain is pretty much the same thing. But you know what I'm saying. And be honest with yourself about the type of work you're willing to put in, because you're only going to get out of it what you put into it. So if you feel like you don't have the time and you give half-ass effort when you do give the time, you're going to get half-ass results. Every day it gets easier. Every week it gets easier. And within the first month, you see your results. Even if you don't see it, other people see it. And ironically, exercise is great for fighting depression. Depression is something that I've dealt with and I still deal with from time to time. Not as much as I used to, but it's definitely a permanent part of my life. It's probably one of the most consistent relationships that I've had, which is kind of fucked up because it's not even a real relationship. It's definitely one-sided. But fitness is a good outlet. I know it's not the outlet for everybody, but it's worth a shot, right? I mean, what's it gonna hurt to take that irritation or that feeling of sadness? And I know when I'm depressed, I don't care about anything. I give no fucks. I don't even want to get out the bed. It's real bad. But if while I'm laying in the bed, I can muster up the energy to do some leg lifts, which results in you having to like put a something solid up under your butt. So you would put your hands in a triangle shape and tuck those under your hip bones, and then you could leg lift with a very confident grr and get you where you're going. Anyway, if even if you don't want to get out the bed, That's my example. Y'all know I get carried away. But even if you don't want to get out the bed, if you can muster up some leg lifts, you can muster up some sit-ups, you can do some wall push-ups. Hell, if you pucker your lips up like you're about to give somebody a peck on the cheek and raise your head, that works the skin on your neck and jaw, helps tighten that up, pull that together. That's something. Sometimes the best way to beat depression is to completely exhaust yourself. Take all those feelings of sadness, those feelings of anger, and put that shit to fucking work. Pardon my French. But dig deep, right? I mean, depression holds people back from so much, and I know it feels like an impossible thing. And for some of us, we can't do it by ourselves. Some of us need to go to a doctor. Some of us need the medication to even get the motivation to get out of bed. But if you have a support group, you have people who are willing to push you even when you pull away and you push them away, that's a good support system, because they'll come to you and they'll be like, you sad? I understand. And I'll let you have a day or two, but guess what? I'm coming back and we putting it to fucking work, because nobody has time for this. That may not be helpful, but in my mind, that's helpful, because most of the time when dealing with depression, you feel alone. You feel like nobody understands, nobody can comprehend, nobody cares. It's almost always a nobody situation. Nobody cares for me. Nobody cares what I go through. Nobody. You are not alone. It's important to know that you're not alone. It's important to know that you have a support system, a cheer squad, a community where you can be you. And that's what sometimes you need somebody to push you past that point. Sometimes you can't do it on your own and you need help up that steep hill that we call depression. And that's okay. It's okay to ask for help. There's no shame in needing help from others. Doesn't make you any less of a person. It's not a sign of weakness. It's honestly a sign of strength to acknowledge that you need help and to be brave enough to ask for it. With that being said, it is time to bring this to a close. Thank you for your time. I enjoyed our conversation. I hope you come back and join me for the next one. I'm your host, Diesel, and this is Diesel After Dark.